do need to eat something. My health is running a little low. Alright, we're finally moving on to the main quest. It's about time. It's been a hot minute since we had. Also... Man, I could swear there was like another... Yeah, what do these look like? The Wayfarer boots. I'm not really too settled on those. I like the messenger boots. We did get deer skin, which is basically the same as the messenger boots, but less dark and good looking. So we're actually just going to continue to rep those. Any other new gloves or anything I should be aware of? Nah, it doesn't really look like it. Yeah, okay. Moving on.
You died. But you're here. Gods, am I glad to see you.
I didn't think we'd see him again.
None of the clerks believe my story. You've got some god looking out for you. I'll keep trying. But there's not much to be done for Fort Northreach.
Just a lot of books. A lot of reading. Which is all things that I'll probably want to do on my own time. But definitely not, like, while I'm playing. Sorry.
Envoy, hello. I'm glad to see you on your feet. Kai.
Tej.
I'm surprised they let you in here.
I'm surprised you're still gainfully employed.
Do we have a problem here?
I didn't mean anything by it, Envoy. He's just curious company for you to keep.
Hey, somebody has to have the envoys back, because you all sure didn't.
No one expected the Envoy to get assassinated.
Exactly. Amateurs.
I think there's more to this story here.
Well,
Kai?
come on, it's funny. Tej caused a ruckus last time he was slumming it at the Ballot Rock. You were trying to kill a man, if I remember right. I had to put you outside.
You threw me into the canal.
You lived.
That water's filthy. I had the runs for 3 days.
Gods, Tej. The envoy doesn't need to know that.
Did you really try to kill someone, Tej?
The fellow cheated me. I couldn't let that slide. Or he'd think we were all marks.
It was over a dice game, right? Tej here has a gambling problem.
Great. Let's air all my troubles. Is there anything else?
The bartender sleeping with your girlfriend.
You're lying.
You sure about that?
We'll talk about this later.
I'm not breaking up with her for you. Just so we're clear.
That's more than enough. Thank you. Was there anything I could help you with, Envoy?
Come on, Tej. You're not going to stand up to Kai.
The 7-foot-tall Aumaua with biceps the size of my head? No, I am not.
Flatterer. You know I'm barely over 6.5.
How about you answer some questions for me, Tej?
Naturally, sir. How can I help you?
What's Ludwin doing in the city? I thought she was dead.
Inquisitor Ludwin is the commander of the Steel Garrote in Paradise. Were you to ask her, she'd say she keeps the peace. But she doesn't keep it so much as prosecute it. As ruthlessly as the ambassador will let her. She's also a veteran of the Steel Garrote's campaign in the Deathfire, where she died.
She's a Death Guard. Well, that explains a lot.
I don't know what happened to her there, but I suppose Wodica wasn't done with her yet.
Has she ever mentioned me?
Has she ever mentioned you? Except, no. Wait. The morning after the ambassador received word you'd been dispatched, I heard the Inquisitor tell her captain that an old friend would visit soon. That couldn't have been you, could it?
The Envoy here has depths you would not believe.
We are living in the strangest of all possible times.
What do you know about the Steel Garrote?
Think upon your promises and die. That's the litany of the Steel Garrote, usually said right before they kill you. They're an order of paladins born and bred in Adir, though clearly they've found plenty of work beyond our borders. Their remit is simple but comprehensive. They punish all who break their oaths. In practice, that has historically meant contracts. One lord or merchant will hire the Steel Garrote to bring a duplicitous rival to justice.
Fun bunch. What are they doing in Paradise?
Since the events in the Deathfire, their operations have expanded. The Steel Garrote has always been associated with Wodica. Now, they are explicitly her order. And they go wherever Wodica's priests, or Wodica herself, believes there is a need for them to go. The Living Lands are a dangerous, lawless frontier in sore need of order. Thus, they are here. Or so the Steel Garrote say.
Wodica, goddess of vengeance. Ludwin's chosen a challenging patron.
Do you think so? I've always found her inflexibility comforting. Wodica's edicts are clear. If you obey her laws, pursue justice, punish the guilty, and give fealty to the Emperor, then you have pleased her, and I aim to please. But Wodica does not trust. She demands that you declare yourself for her again and again. Her every request is a test, and her every test is an opportunity to disappoint her. I appreciate a god who makes you work for their grace. I don't want anything given to me for free.
I'd like to ask you about something else.
By all means.
The Emperor didn't have time to brief me on the Living Lands. What do I need to know?
There's a lot of ground to cover. Could you be more specific?
How do the Living Lands and Adir compare on the map?
Ah, the age-old question. Who's bigger? Adir is, naturally, by a wide margin. And were we at the Cartographers Guild in High Crown, I could show you on one of their globes. As it is, we must make do in the theater of our minds.
Where are the Living Lands in relation to Adir?
The Living Lands are located in the far north of Aora. Adir is southwest of the Living Lands, situated along the equator.
How about the weather? The terrain? I need to know what to expect.
The Living Lands are more arid than Adir, and the island is more prone to storms. But its many deep valleys protect the various townships from the worst of the weather. Topographically speaking, the Living Lands are a place of extremes. Deep inland, mountains rise high enough to rival those of the White March, blanketed year-round in snow. While east of the volcano of Mount Forja is an acid sea that sinks far below the level of the ocean. The lands between them are riven with deep clefts in the earth and isolated by wastelands of sun-baked sand dunes.
Interesting.
I'll share what I can.
Who's in power here?
There is no singular authority in the Living Lands.
Not yet, anyway.
I shudder to think what the Living Lands would look like under your rule.
Well, to start, there'd be a lot more brothels.
Charming. Power is invested in the leaders of the various townships scattered across the island. The largest are Fjord, Thirdborn, and Solace. None of which, I will note, are as safe and orderly as Paradise.
What should I know about Fior?
Fior Messeverno is located in a valley known locally as the Emerald Stair, named for the terraced rice paddies that cover its hillsides. It is our closest neighbor. The city, if you can call it that, was founded 50 years ago by animancers from the Valian Republics. Apparently, the laws governing animancy weren't lenient enough in the Republics. So the city's founders came to the Living Lands, where they could practice their discipline more freely. Currently, Fior is governed by a man named Ignacy Vidaro. Rather inept to hear the ambassador talk about him. Fior's farmers supply most of the grain and vegetables we eat here in Paradise. Or it did. Their shipments have been infrequent lately. Something about a blight in the fields. In any event, I believe that covers Fior.
I don't know much about the Valian Republics.
The Valian Republics are a collection of city-states in the Eastern Reach, southeast of our former colony, the Deerwood. The Republics began life as colonies of the Grand Empire of Valia, hence the name. But as Grand Valia's economy collapsed, well, the colony saw an opportunity to escape the influence of the Empire of Origin, and they seceded, much as the Deerwood did from Adir. Now a mature confederation in their own right, the Republics have recently indulged their own expansionist ambitions in the Deadfire Archipelago. Through their merchants in the Valian Trading Company, the Republics will sell you anything you could ever wish to buy.
Up to and including people.
We should count ourselves lucky they've had no interest in the Living Lands. In a struggle between our Emperor and the Republic's great dukes, well, I doubt we would come out on top. But if anyone asks, I was not the one who told you that.
What's the story with Thirdborn?
Everything you need to know about Thirdborn is in its name. It was founded by the Thirdborn children of Rawatai, Navy dropouts, smugglers, and hands for hire. Almawa and Orleans, mostly.
Home sweet home.
You're free to go back any time you like.
I like my current circumstances just fine, thanks.
They are people, in short, who couldn't cut it in the civilized world, and had to make room on the margins. Unfortunately, they are currently besieged by the Dream Scourge. We have sent some troops to lend what help we can, and the mayor, Temerity, was appropriately grateful, but I don't know how long they'll hold out.
I could stand and know more about Rawatai.
Rawatai is one of the old empires, every bit as storied as Grand Valia, or our native Adir. If Adir is to the southwest of the Living Lands, Rawatai is to the southeast. And unlike our home, their small continent is racked by terrible storms. This is due, or rather, was due, to the island's proximity to Andra's mortar, the unending super hurricane that once hid the ancient city of Ukaizo. Rawatai is largely peopled by Almawa, descended from those who fled the Deadfire Archipelago centuries ago, when Andra pulled the moon, Ioni Brather, into the sea. They are an aggressive, militant culture, and personally, I find their obsession with gunpowder rather quaint. They are also our chief rivals on the world stage.
I don't think they see it that way.
No?
Well, as far as Navy brass is concerned, Adir doesn't really rate.
Now you're just making things up.
Sorry to be the bearer of bad news, but we don't think about you at all.
What can you tell me about Solace?
Solace is, what is there to say, really?
Yeah, they tend to have that effect on people.
The trouble is, I don't know much about Solace. Nobody does. They are an isolationist community of Pagrunan dwarves who live in the forbidding ways of Galawain's tusks. They don't let outsiders into their lands, and they don't let their people out of them.
Some folks get out from time to time, but they can't ever go back. And the ones who survive aren't eager to talk about their experiences.
People aside, the land itself is incredibly hostile. The island's volcano, Mount Forja, rests at the heart of the region, and it's recently become active. Half the land is lava rock, and the other half is, well, literally lava. I don't know why anyone lives there. I have to assume they're all insane.
You have no idea.
Well, can you tell me anything about the Pagrunan monks? I mean, dwarves? Fuck.
Naturally. The Pargrunan are a unique community of mountain dwarves originating in Old Valia. As a people, they've made their name as explorers, builders, miners. No doubt you've seen their ruins in your travels, here, back home in Adir, and all across the world. They maintain a rich tradition of oral storytelling, chanted magics, and ritual carving, which they take great pains to record and transmit across their various communities. Even the most physically isolated Pargrun is not alone. Somewhere, one of their people is thinking of them and planning an expedition. Abidar must cherish them.
You sound like you admire them.
I suppose I do.
I'd like to ask you about something else.
Of course.
I met with a Watcher. It was a strange experience. I'd like to know more about them.
Oh, I hope it wasn't that charlatan in Hightown. She's an absolute menace. That the militia puts up with her is a testament to how unfit they are to run this city. Right. Not what you asked. Anyway, Watchers are individuals capable of perceiving souls. The soul may be in a living body, or it may simply be lingering, waiting to pass into the in-between. In either case, interacting with a soul allows a Watcher to glimpse a person's past lives or their most deeply buried memories. Watchers are incredibly rare, and in Adir, highly controlled. Many people wish to know who they were in a previous life, and do not like what they learn.
What happens to the Watchers in Adir?
The smart ones stay hidden. They do not announce their powers, perhaps not even to themselves. Even a careful Watcher risks inadvertently revealing themselves by knowing something they shouldn't know. Of the ones that are public, little is concretely known. But we hear things. They make good judges in Wurka's courts, so long as they're controlled. The lords, it's rumored, buy and sell them to collect blackmail on their enemies. But I suspect many Watchers are imprisoned or executed, or simply kill themselves.
Are Watchers dangerous?
A Watcher doesn't need your cooperation or consent to read your soul. They could learn everything about you, terribly damaging things about your parentage, for example, or things you did in a past life, without you ever knowing. You see how this could threaten the established order, undermine our betters' right to rule.
Yeah, but that's just one side to it. Imagine how a Watcher feels, knowing what a threat they are to the status quo. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't be keen on kings and emperors wanting me dead. Sounds like a lot of hassle.
Don't sell yourself short, Kai. I don't doubt you're an expert in people wanting you dead.
You're not wrong.
I rarely am. In any case, the Watcher is fundamentally a tragic figure. Of the few that survive our world, most are destined to go mad.
Could I become a Watcher?
Yes and no. So far as I understand it, a Watcher is born a Watcher. But it takes an event, often something shocking or traumatic, to bring a Watcher's powers to the fore. So you may be a Watcher, or I may be, or Kai, and we might not even know.
Are there any famous Watchers I should know about?
Well, the Watcher of Cadnua is legendary. It was their castle Aethys destroyed when he began his campaign of terror in the Dead Fire. Oh, by the Queen, I hope I get to meet them someday. In terms of local interest, you'll have heard of Runid, of course. And there was Ida. You may not know about her. She was a Watcher from the Living Lands. I believe she was an Orlan. She must have died, 150 years ago. Slain by a great serpent, gods treat kindly with her soul. Doubtless there are others, but most don't meet a good end.
I'd like to ask you about something else.
I'm an open book.
You're the ambassador's secretary. What's he like?
Well, he'll notice I'm nearly always here. If that man sleeps, I don't know about it. He wouldn't say, but I believe he relied on the Claviger far more than he lets on. And without the Claviger's steady hand at the rudder, the ambassador's struggling just to bail water from the sinking ship that is Paradise.
Claviger Aemon might have tolerated a little more chaos than the ambassador liked, but he kept this place humming. He's not someone you can easily replace, and not with one man alone.
It's a difficult job. The pressure sometimes gets the better of him. But if he loses his temper now and then, I can't blame him for it. Better him than me.
What's he like when he's not working?
He doesn't know what to do with himself. You know, in our first days here, he'd often walk to the end of the docks at sunrise. The work was done, the embassy was closed, and he'd still be wearing the same clothes he'd slept in at his desk. And he'd just stare out over the sea. He always seemed dissatisfied back then. I suppose, years later, he still does.
You don't want this job, I take it?
Be serious. Most of us here didn't get sent to the frontier because we were anybody's favorite. The longer I'm here, the more likely the people who matter are to forget me. And I'd actually like to get back to High Crown someday. Get married, have a few kids, take the civil exams, and settle into a permanent clerkship.
I guess there are worse ways to spend a life.
Like rotting in this embassy.
I'd like to ask you about something else.
Of course.
Never mind, I should head out.
Should you ever need me, I will be here. Safe travels, Envoy.
Envoy, is it really you?
Hold on, you got books. Alduin. Christ. Look at this nonsense. The only one that makes sense is Ingmar down there. Everything else, like, Slesh is pronounced Sledge. Why? Why? Oh my lord. Yeah, that's crazy. Your friend in the forest, eh? And this is for, Claviger Aemon, who didn't make it.
I can't believe you're alive. When they dragged you to Liviana's clinic, I assumed the worst. How do you feel?
Fine. So, who killed me?
Not even death can slow you down, I see. But we'll return to the topic of your untimely demise shortly. Our first order of business is your purpose here in the Living Lands. Captain Cynric said you have a missive for me from the Emperor.
Here you are, Ambassador.
Very good. I'm eager to see what our Emperor intends. Now, His Majesty names you a loyal servant of the Adiran Empire, and an extension of the throne's authority. Thank goodness. At least someone understands the gravity of our situation.
Gravity. Absolutely.
You've seen how wild the Living Lands has become, both in nature and in politics. Sometimes I think the island has a mind of its own. No sooner had you arrived than you found yourself at the center of our troubles.
You're referring to how I healed the Adra and Strangleroot.
Well, not to mention your abrupt and untimely death. This embassy has no shortage of political foes, but the Dream Scourge is what keeps me up at night. You've seen firsthand what it can do in nature. We can't let it reach the cities.
Dream Scourge. Where'd that name come from, anyway?
No doubt some superstitious peasant toiling in the fields. The Living Lands has plenty of both. Inquisitor Ludwig thinks the plague is a distraction. She's more concerned about these local rebels fighting against the Empire.
I assume those are the people responsible for my death.
Your instincts do you credit. They were paradisans once, law-abiding laborers. Now, they're fugitives and oath-breakers hiding amongst the populace. They've sabotaged our work, killed our soldiers, and the final straw, attacked you out in the open.
They must have a motive. Hatred alone isn't enough.
I look forward to hearing about it in your report. I won't lie to you, Envoy. Our position is tenuous. If we can't even defend ourselves, how are we to defend the living lands? But defend it we must, for the sake of everyone who calls this island home. Inquisitor Ludwig demands that someone hang for the attempt on your life. These Paradisan rebels must face justice.
Where is Ludwig anyway? We have some catching up to do.
Ludwig goes where she likes, haunting the living lands like a vengeful spirit. She'll reappear when she chooses, and not a moment sooner. Let's make sure to give her some good news for a change.
Not many get a chance to solve their own murder, you know. I know someone who could help. A dwarven tracker named Marius. Kith or beast, there's little he can't find. He's staying at the Grinning Ballarrock, not far from Liviana's infirmary. We just take the main road east to the market, then head down the stairs and cross the canal. Rough part of town, even by the standards of Paradise.
A tracker? Kai, we're not hunting deer.
No, but this is the Paradisans' home. They're very good at hiding here. And Marius is good at finding things that want to remain hidden. Marius is from the Tusks, about the harshest and remotest place the gods ever created, even by the standards of the living lands.
Trickery, lies. The gods did not build this place.
Let's just say no one survives out there without picking up a few skills, the kind we'll need if we're going to find hidden assassins. Especially if they're from the streets of Paradise.
I suggest you recruit as many allies as you can, but choose carefully. They, like you, will represent the Empire. Oh, before you go, we received a report from Liviana about your condition. Apparently, you're in fine shape. Once your killer has been dealt with, you can come and go as you please. Remember, the assassin is out there. You have the element of surprise. I suggest you use it.
Not that I need it.
I admire your confidence, but there's no point in being modest with our advantages. We'll talk more of the Dream Scourge when you return. Until then, Envoy.
How about we start with Marius at the Grinning Ballarrock? Besides, I could use a drink after all this.
Still can't believe you're alive.
Well, that went swimmingly. Oh, shit. This is the canal they were talking about. Look at all the wreckage that's down below here. Good lord. You'd think this would be a place where they would actually hide something, but I guess not.
So, you're the one they all crow about, eh? Best hunter and guide in all of Dawnshore?
Just Dawnshore? Phew, must be slipping.
You just look like a drunken dwarf to me. Seen 1,000 of you roaming back home in Adir. Ha! The mighty Marius, deep in his cups, ready to take on the deadliest prey, providing they're asleep at the time.
Right. Take another sip of Makul. Rude not to finish a drink someone bought for you.
No wonder you're hiding behind a mug. You're too worried about being polite to survive out there.
The dwarf there is Marius. Best tracker I know.
Interesting. Let's see how this plays out.
I heard you're from Solace Keep. How great a survivor could you be, hiding behind stone walls all your life?
You don't know anything about me, you Adiran Nimdut. So maybe go back and take another blessed day sip.
But here you are. Tell me, how does one get kicked out of a place that never lets anyone leave?
Duktetragu sakasaptitule. You want to talk so much, I'll cut you a second mouth across your throat.
Your friend looks like he has this well under control.
I think this is about to get interesting.
I knew you were blessed in Nimdut the moment I saw you coming. Thought maybe I'd teach you a lesson. So I paid the bartender a few gold to drop a tiny bit of Widow's Kiss into a cup and serve your drink in it. Cramps should be starting in a few minutes, so, if you want to fight, we should go ahead and get started.
Wait, he poisoned that man on a hunch?
He's crafty, but he's no maniac. Just watch.
Oh, I can feel it. Gods, you.
Oh, that is quick. You better get to a healer before the poison spreads to your brain.
You wait, Marius. I'll be back. Hopefully.
Wow's eyes. That reeks.
Well, that was something.
Marius, this is the infamous Adiran Envoy. Envoy? Marius.
Well, any friend of Kai's is definitely a... person.
Tell me you were bluffing about poisoning that man.
Wasn't a bluff. That was a test. Any hunter worth their salt knows Widow's Kiss has no effect if it's ingested. And he actually believed I could pay the bartender to poison someone's drink. Gods, the taverns in Adir must be rough.
Well played. They certainly won't mess with you again.
Right. That's the goal. If I'm not mistaken, you're looking for someone to help find the people who killed you.
And how exactly do you know that? Kai, did you tell him already?
Hey, I told you, he's an excellent tracker.
You haven't exactly been low-key, have you? I need to see the scene of the crime, over by the town gates. I promise there's something left there we can use to track them.
What would we be looking for at the town gates?
Bloodstains, footprints, darts left behind. If we find anything at all, we can find your assassins. We'll figure this out, Amakul. Don't you worry.
New companion. Okay. Cool. Also, I leveled up. Okay, he's got 3, he's got 1. Cool. Heartseeker takes aim and fires a piercing shot. Ooh. Yeah, just get all 4 of them, why not? And what do I want to get? That's the question, I suppose. So we know Shield Bash is pretty useless to us because we don't actually have a shield. I suppose Armored Grace isn't a bad pick. We can get rank 2 of Bleeding Cuts, but I feel like maybe we should have an ability. I don't know. Dash forward and smash into anything in your way. Dealing explosive damage to break enemy blocks, destroy walls, and shatter frozen enemies. I mean... I don't know, it's just not very useful, I suppose. Or maybe it is, it's just it's not something I see this character really using. Let's do evasive. Reduce the cost of that. And then here we can finally put one into Constitution. It's about time. Actually, no, I lied. I'm gonna put one in the Intellect. Next time we will put one in the Constitution. I keep saying that. We probably won't. Alright. So now we've got Hunter's Sense or whatever.
Don't go starting trouble.
I guess that guy's just the clerk or whatever the word is for it.
Careful. Down here. You don't want to step in, well, anything.
I'm not gonna take that man's gold. That's cruel as fuck. Okay, we're back here at Liviana's place. Not where I wanted to be. Hold on, I hear something. I do need to get more lockpicks. Can I talk to Reme again?
Thanks again for your help with Laughlin and Gladwine.
Nope, not really. Nothing too specific, anyway. Alrighty. Yeah, it is kind of weird how none of the characters actually move around town. Like, there's a few that have, like, a static set path. That's about it. Alright.
One moment. Right here. This is where the Envoy fell.
If it were me, I'd take the shot from up there above the embassy. Let's see if we can get up there.
Wouldn't want their diplomats going hungry or sober.
You, wouldn't think behind the embassy spiders. But here you go.
Yeah, what the hell?
Beat that, Marius! Everyone okay?
Ooh.
Over here. Look.
Arrows. Yep. They got sloppy with it. Flask is empty, but it reeks of swamp water and rancid berries.
Smells familiar, but I can't place it. Whatever it is, it's not used for game hunting or keeping beasts out of your garden. The apothecary might know more. That's where I'd look.
Seems like a good place to start.
The assassin was ready for me. I wonder what that tells us.
It tells us they were hunting you. Whoever did this takes pride in their work. They made sure this stuff would kill you. Go back to the market and up the stairs to the east. You'll see a large building with a big window on top.
The Mermaid's Den. Nice place. We should say hello to Juliana while we're there.
The apothecary is in the back alley. Any luck? We could track down who made this poison. find your killers.
Ow. That hurt. That hurt real bad, actually. Damn. Is that smoke always there? Yeah, it would have to, because it's the marketplace.
I knew you'd be back.
Do I have anything to sell? Pretty sure I do. Yeah, pistol. I think I got duplicates here. Yeah. That's all.
That's the apothecary.
Fine, we'll make a deal. I can break your arms. Huh. Aren't you the outlander who died in the streets? How are you... Gah, it doesn't matter.
You've got to help. He's gonna hurt me again.
Everyone take a deep breath. No one is hurting anyone else today. Right?
You seem to like beating up on little guys. Want to take a run at me?
Listen to me, dead man. What happens here does not concern you. Walk away.
Are you in league with those rebels who killed me?
Ha! You and Deerins always think everyone's out to get you. If I wanted to kill you, you'd be dead already. This is getting tiresome. I wasn't really gonna hurt the apothecary, but I'm really, really gonna hurt you.
I'm gonna rip you in half. Lengthwise.
Slowly, too. So you better hope he starts at the top.
He's not lying. I've seen it happen.
You talk too much.
Hey, boss, maybe we shouldn't. Fighting a godlike seems wrong somehow.
I knew you'd gone soft. We'll settle this as soon as I'm done here.
Here we go. This one's mine.
Nope, not get him.
Next one's mine.
Yeah.
Seek. I wasn't expecting Thala to come and fight us.
Be on seek.
Unheard.
Can't believe they're dead. It's over.
Nice job, everyone.
I was not expecting Thala to come into the fight there. That was a little crazy.
Envoy, thank you for dealing with those miscreants. There's a plague on these streets, and they are a symptom.
A gang of bullies shaking down honest folk? Seems more like the cause to me.
It's no more dangerous here than anywhere else. It's just that monsters here have knives instead of fangs.
You even killed Thala, the biggest, baddest of them all. The Sparrowhawks are gonna come after you.
Not if they know what's good for them.
They don't. That's the problem. You don't have to come to my defense. No one sticks their neck out for anyone in these parts.
Why do you think that is?
If you believe the rumors from overseas, this might be our last chance at life. You being an obvious exception. The point is, no one wants to die on some ungrateful idiot's behalf.
You're a potentially useful ungrateful idiot. That's different.
Can't help but think we'd all be better off if we were a bit more willing to band together on behalf of ungrateful idiots.
What'll it be today, Envoy? I know you didn't come for herbal remedies.
What makes you say that?
You'll think I'm crazy, but Adherans don't respond well to my cures. Lots of rashes and upset stomachs. Maybe one of the local herbs disagrees with your diet. Who can say?
Whatever this was, it certainly disagreed with me.
Wait, I recognize that from my wares. It's oil distilled from Saint Ettore, a berry native to the Living Lands.
Marius, Kai, what do you know about Saint Ettore?
Just that it's supposed to act quickly, and that you shouldn't mess with it if you don't know what you're doing.
So don't, under any circumstances, mix it up with moonberries.
And before you ask, I can't tell you who bought the poison. If word got around that I was ratting my clients out to the Adherans, it'd be the end of me.
If your clients are killers, your reputation will be the least of your worries.
Damned if I do and damned if I don't, then. The truth is, I never saw the customer's face. They wore a hood. A monk's cowl, I believe. But I can tell you that Saint Ettore is used in religious rituals. Prophets and seers will do anything to leave their bodies.
Well, I certainly left my body. For what it's worth, your poison was effective.
Well, at least that's some encouragement.
If you want mystic types, you want to go visit the Temple of Andra. Probably the only reason you'd want to go there.
On the other hand, Claviger Amond was cozy with plenty of mystics and oddballs. We could check out his estate for clues.
Go past the Hightown Gate to the north, then follow the road eastward until you reach the statue of Andra.
Before I go, what can you tell me about these rebels?
Look, most Paradisans don't like the Adherents. We've been here for generations, and we knew how to handle our own. Adir changed that, and not for the better. Some of us have been more wronged by Adir than others. Well, wronged by the Steel Garrote. They're a minority of Paradisans, but they're willing to kill to strike back at Adir, even at an Imperial envoy.
You got Adir in order in our chaos. Some people don't like being forced to follow a new set of rules.
I hope that I've been able to assist you in some small way. Good luck in your investigation, Envoy.
So we're going to the temple to find a mystic to ask about the poison. Not what I imagine my day would be like.
Alright, so we gotta find... what's-his-name's estate.
Hey, who's there? Hey, hold it! Arms up! Think you can just...
Okay.
You killed him!
Coming from the rear.
On your right!
What was that?
They're literally everywhere.
Found you! Seek! Other down! Watch your back!
Hold him, you!
I was not expecting the entire city to come after me.
One for you!
God damn. There's still more.
Nothing like a win with a good team.
Alright, well, we just reduced the city's population by 12. Not bad, if I do say so myself. Although that did kind of hurt me a little bit. Some health regen going on here. Hello. Wow, I totally missed this. Nice. Is there a quick way out of here? I suppose not. Anyone have anything to say with that absolute slaughter?
Sorry, Envoy. No heroes discount. Looking still free.
Seems like you want to keep stuff like that in a warehouse.
Forgot to buy lockpicks when I went to the store. Damn. That's a big old shark.
If you don't take it, the Adherans will. The other Adherans, I mean.
How do I get over to this guy's house? This is where the maze aspect of things starts coming in, I think. Ow. They said it was right around, this place, right? Let me look at the map. Yeah, it's like... Unless I've got to go through, I guess it's in Hightown, technically, right? So I've got to go through there. That's kind of annoying. And... Oh, I guess they're both in Hightown. Okay. Where's the nearest entrance? Unless it's just telling me to go in through that spot, I guess. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, it's another lockpick one. I don't really care to bust that open, frankly.
Any idea who this vigil is for? Must be popular.
Etchy. Interesting. Another big axe, but I don't really care to take it. Let's hit... I mean, it's weird, because it's like, it says to go up here, but I don't know where to go from here. I go all the way up. Now we're in the part of town where people try to kill me. And if I go over that way, there's nothing, so maybe I gotta go, like, what, further over here? But there's still nothing. What am I missing?
I could use it.
Genuinely, what am I missing here? Alright, I'm just gonna find the door to Hightown. Because I think the quest marker is like taking me for a ride here. Damn, how the hell do you get up there? Interesting. That's not a real door either. Egg. Yeah, why not? We'll unlock it. Just because it's a big one. Where the hell am I? Oh shit. Quite a few ghosts in here.
Glad that's over.
Just a random ghost attack? What the hell, man? Huh.
Looks like another piece
Golden
of that
scale
Wodica
justice.
totem.
Huh. That's literally all that's in here. Ooh, that's bright. Goodness. Here we go. This is where we need to go. Search around the temple and the clavicle.
Don't make eye contact. They'll attack your peace of mind. Looks like they forgot to man this checkpoint. Ever.
I was gonna say, this place looks like shit.
There's a joke about Paradise's government in here somewhere.
Yeah, it was cleaner down in the marketplace.
Ugh, what sweaty Adherent beast used my chair? Feels like they fucked up my poor table, too.
Gods, what a mess. Andra, save us. Is there really any winning when there are people dead in the streets?
Yeah, okay, so this I think is his house, so we'll hit this place first.